This is Karl Moore talking management for the Globe and Mail. Today I'm delighted to speak to Mike Useem, who's a senior professor at the Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Mike, we've gone through a tough recession. We're not entirely out of it. We're not sure about the future. Stressful, difficult times. What is your research telling us about leadership under stress?
We've sought to answer that question in several different ways. One way we've approached that question is to watch people under a lot of stress. So we worked on firefighters going in to fight a fire, whether in a city or in the wilderness. We, number two, have talked to depth with people who have really been through the ringer and are willing to reflect on what it took to get through a really hard period. At the height of the crisis in the U.S., it didn't hit Canada as much as we were hit here in the U.S. We interviewed 14 chief executives of big American firms, Procter & Gamble, Tyco, and well beyond. We simply asked the question, what has it taken to get your company, huge as they are, under an extraordinary downdraft through that period? 6 elements came out. Let me just mention one and then offer up a different way we answer that question. All 14 chief executives said it has been vital in the early months of 2009. Lehman failed back in September 2008. Stock market down enormously in many countries. That they said it was vital to remind people why those companies are on Earth. What's the purpose? What are they doing? We're going to get through this, everybody, but let's just stay focused on ultimately what our purpose is, providing great products and getting a return for investors. Another way in which we have sought to find ideas that we can take out of a setting that will be useful for people looking at a tough circumstance is to do a kind of deep dive into somebody's experience who has touched the void, has looked off a cliff. And the example that we've spent a considerable amount of time in the last couple months looking at is the rescue of the 33 miners trapped 2,000 feet below in Chile. The person who took charge of that rescue was the Chilean Minister of Mines, age 49, Lawrence Goldborn. Came out of retail. He ran a big retail store before becoming Minister of Mines. When he got word, summer 2010, he was on a business trip, actually a government trip with his president. His smartphone came to life and it said, cave in up in the Atacama Desert, 33 trapped. Now, it's a private mine. He's a regulator. He's not a take charge kind of guy by charter, by constitution. But that did not stop him from flying back to this location. And within a couple days, he concluded that the only way these miners were coming out would be if he was willing to take charge with all the upside if it worked and with all the potential downside if it did not. What we've learned from him, watching him, he just sort of had to invent the way forward, that, and again, this really is for the leader's checklist here, in a position of responsibility, even if it doesn't say it in your job description, you can make a difference. The leadership calling is, don't step back, take a step forward, get into the game, and take charge.